All right, today we're going to look at the area of trapezoid in irregular shapes. So the formula for trapezoids to find the area is all you need to do is add your top plus the bottom, then times the height, and then divide it by 2. So in this case, my top is 8, the bottom is 16, and the height is 4. So in my calculator, all I'm going to do is exactly that formula. I'm going to type in there 8 plus 16, figure out what that answer is, and multiply it times 4, and then divide it by 2. So 8 plus 16 is 24. I'm going to multiply that by 4 and then divide it by 2, and I come up with 48 inches squared. Okay, if we do this next one, I'll do the top plus the bottom. So 3 plus 10 is 13. I'm going to multiply that by the height, which is 7. So my calculator will take 13 times 7 is 91. And then I'm going to divide it by 2. Divided by 2 is 45.5 inches squared, since we're dealing with area. Oops. Okay, that's my answer. All right, now I'm going to deal with irregular shapes. So sometimes trapezoids, you might forget your formula. So you can think about splitting it into shapes you might know. You might look at this one and say, well, actually, if I draw a line right here, I have a rectangle and a triangle, and I can find the area of those two and add them together. You definitely can. And that's what we're going to do when we're looking at these irregular shapes. We're going to split them into shapes that we know. Okay? So if I look at this first one here, I have what looks to me kind of like an L shape, so I'm going to split it into shapes that I know. You could either draw a line down here and have a rectangle and a rectangle, find the area of both and add them together, or you could draw a line going this way. So you'd have a rectangle on top, a square, and then a rectangle on the bottom. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that second one. I'm just going to draw a line right here. So now I have the area of this. Height is 4, the width is 4, gives me 16. If I use this one, 12 times 3 is 36. So to find the area of this whole shape, I'm just going to add together 16 plus 36. Gives me 52 inches squared. Okay, so if I look at this even weirder shape, kind of looks like a house, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to figure out where can I split this so that I have all the dimensions and have shapes that I know. Okay, it looks like there's a triangle here, so I'm going to draw a line right here. I'm actually going to continue that same line, so then now I have 3 shapes. I have this little one, this big rectangle, and a triangle. The only thing we need to do is figure out what are the dimensions. Well, on a rectangle, if the top is 2, so is this bottom one. Okay? On this little rectangle, if the whole thing here is 9, and I'm telling you if this is 5, so is this side right here. So if the whole thing is 9, and I use 5 of it here, what's left over is 4. So that means the height of that is 4. Okay, so then I have a rectangle that's 2 by 4, so that means this rectangle is 8. This bottom one, I know that this is 5 and the bottom is 8, so then I can multiply 5 times 8, and that gives me 40. The hard thing now is this triangle. I've got to figure out what is the base and what is the height. The base of this triangle, well, if this part is 2, and we know this entire length is 8, that means from here all the way to here is 8. And I've used up 2 of it, what's left over is 6. Okay, so now the base of the triangle is 6. Well, if I think of this dotted line going straight down for the height of this triangle, it looks like it's the same height here, right? So that means if this is 4, this height is actually 4 as well. So I need to do 6 times 4 and then divide it by 2 because it's a triangle. So that would be 12. So all I need to do now is add together the areas of all 3 parts. 12 plus 8 plus 40. Okay? This makes 20 plus 40 is 60. So the area of this shape would be 60 inches squared. All right, so if you have weird looking shapes, split them into the shapes that you know. If you have trapezoids, use this formula of top plus bottom times height divided by 2. It makes things nice and easy.